Okay, everybody, this is part 2 of the excuse me, of the poems that I wrote on Harvest Moon, and I mean just the poeticness of the symbol of the harvest moon. You know, because the harvest moon is supposed to be the brightest moon of the year, and this is a moon that occurred right around harvest time, and when people were actually trying to get all their crops out of the earth. They not only had to work during the day, but they also had to work at night, and they would work by the light of moonlight. I don't think we do that anymore, especially with the advent of electric lights. But the symbolism of the harvest moon, about a time of reflection of the year past, and the year to come, and kind of like the transition between the 2 years, the winter season, where things kind of are asleep and have their own different type of energy, which I've written about in many other poems. Because winter is also a wonderful poem, it has wonderful symbolisms in there, spiritual symbolisms that we can learn from. And actually, that's part of my early poems was following the symbols of the year. And I even wrote a book of thought that you can find over at lulu.com, and over at my website. There's a link there, wtwsonline.com, where you can buy the book. It's $3. It's a little bit more than the other books because there's more pages in it, and there's more material in it. But it's about a journey that one particular soul took throughout the year. So anyways, let's get to the third and final poem that I wrote for Harvest Moon. And it's entitled Hell. But listen to the poem closely, because it has heaven in it as well. But there's a reason why I entitled it Hell. Let's see if you can figure out the reason. Anyways, here it is. Hell. How do I learn to create heaven? Is it only at the end of life, or is life it? A brief moment, a choice, a decision made, consciousness, illusion, spectator or performer. To play my part in life's story, to learn to create heaven. A brief moment, a brief moment, a choice, a decision made. How do I know the idea of heaven? Stuck in static cycles. How do I learn to create heaven? A brief moment, a choice, a decision made. I sit in my choice, watching TV, and wonder, how do I learn to create heaven? And that poem is all about stuck in a cycle of not doing. You see, there's another wonderful parable that you can find over at freeread.com. It's called the Decision Parable, and it was actually in J.J. Dewey's book, The Immortal, the first book, which is free also over at freeread.com. But in the Decision Parable, there were two travelers. So there were 4 people actually. And two travelers, one took one path, one took another path. And you can read the parable for those on what happened there. But there were two that could not make a decision as to either path. They were stuck where they are. You know, and that's what this poem is about. It's about those two people who were stuck. Or to people who are stuck and cannot make a decision as to where to go next. And that's where the title of the poem came from, Hell. Because someone who cannot make a decision truly lives in hell. Because they're just stuck where they are. You know, they can never go beyond. They can never learn something else. They can never learn new joy. And that's what we're all here to learn. We're all here to learn new joy and new lessons. And the picture grown a little bit darker because I'm in the shade here over a ramp, which is nice when it rains. But I hope you enjoyed all those three poems about solstice, not solstice either. That's coming in September. No, harvest moon. I'll have more to talk about when it comes to solstice eve. But I hope you enjoyed the harvest moon poetry. And hope you enjoyed the harvest moon. Even though it's past, you can still ponder upon it. Because, you know, you've experienced harvest moons in the past, and maybe there will be a metaphor that'll pop up in your life that'll give you meaning. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, rest of the week. Like I always like to say, stay creative in the magic of life. Live long and prosper. Thank you for listening. Ciao.